Hello, it's Davy Mooney coming to you from the University of North Texas, where I run the jazz guitar program. Benedetto artist, Sunnyside Records artist, got the newest record way back, and 4 others. There's a new one in the works as well, y'all. Recorded it a couple weeks ago up in New York, sequel to Benign Strangers. Really happy about how it turned out. Look for it in 2025. Also got 2 Mel Bay books, Into the Labyrinth, Anatomy of Position Playing for Jazz Guitar, Personalizing Jazz Vocabulary, and there's going to be a new one of those in the works soon as well. Just trying to keep it all going. It's summer. What is it? July, mid-July here in Denton, Texas. Getting ready to do the UNT Summer Jazz Camp, Summer Combo Workshop next week. But I actually want to talk to you about something else, about the standard Without a Song. And this song came to me through the great Sonny Rollins album, The Bridge. It's the opening tune with Bob Cranshaw, Ben Riley, Jim Hall on guitar. One of those early guitar quartets, you know, with guitar as the accompanying instrument instead of piano. Really seminal Sonny Rollins album, and for Jim Hall as well. I also really love the quartets he did with Paul Desmond around the same time. So I think it came out 62-ish. But this is an old song. It's from, I think, the late 1920s. Vincent Youmans, I hope that's how you say his name, Youmans, Y-O-U-M-A-N-S. He wrote it for a Broadway show. And, you know, unfortunately, the original lyrics, people usually don't sing them because there's some sort of minstrel, racist stuff in the words. Not to put too fine a point on it. But Sinatra has a version from, I think, 61. That's so you can hear how the song was supposed to go in its original context. There's also a great version from George Benson with the Count Basie Band. What's it called? Big Boss Band. I think it's in the late 80s or early 90s. I love that record. Benson singing, playing. And they do they change it up a little bit. They mess with the bridge. They kind of elongate the bridge and reharmonize it, which is kind of interesting. And finally, Joe Henderson on the kicker has some really cool reharmonization of the tune that I'm going to play over later. But just to go through the basic chords, Sonny Rollins is in E flat, as is Joe Henderson. Sinatra's in C. Benson's in G, so he can get his high notes. He's got a high B that he sings in that song. But I think the basic framework from Sonny, we'll use sort of Sonny Rollins as a standard version of the changes, which I think how most people play this tune. E flat major, kind of right to E flat 7, to A flat major, A flat minor, or D flat 7. So it's that 1 dominant, 4 minor thing. And then you do that a couple times. So. And then, so you got, I'll just do the chords because I'm kind of messing up the melody, but a song, flat 7, A flat major, A flat minor, another song, E flat major, E flat 7, A flat major, and then back to E flat. Some people will go like G minor, F sharp minor, F minor, B flat 7, back to E flat. And then for the turnaround on the Sonny Rollins versions, it's really cool. Instead of like a 1, 6, 2, 5, 1, Jim Hall and the band, they go, so, without a song, I'll do it in tempo. Dominant 4 minor, 1, 2, 5, 1. So he goes like 1, 4, and sort of down the diatonic 7 chords from 4, 3, 2, 1, and then kind of a 5, 1. And that's the A section. I guess it's a 16-bar A. Yeah, it's like 16, 16, so elongated AABA form. And then second A. A man is born. slight variations on this, but the basic idea is like 4, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1, and then 3. So G minor, 2, 5, of 3, 3, 6, 2, 5, back to 1. Joe Henderson does it a little different on the bridge, but we'll talk about his reharmonization. So, you know, I should have thought about this before I started filming, but is the bridge also 16 bars? I think it might be 8 bars, because right, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it's the A's are 16 and the bridge is 8. It's another song that does that is escaping me right now. But so 16, 16, 8, 16. Maybe that's why on the Benson version they elongate the bridge, because you know when you're singing it, the lyric on the bridge feels kind of like rushed after the long stretched out A sections. But yeah, so again the bridge, 4, A flat major, 4 in the key of E flat, G minor, C7, or G minor, F sharp minor, something like that, F minor, B flat 7, E flat, and then G minor, A minor 7, flat 5, D7, G minor, F sharp minor, or G minor, C7, F minor, B5. Remember how Jim Hall plays the bridge? How he does that. And then the last day. I remember transcribing the Sonny Rollins solo on that. I didn't actually ever transcribe Jim Hall, but that version on the bridge is so nice. It's so well arranged. You have like the sax solo, there's a bass solo, and then they have a little like figure, a little sort of background they play behind it, Sonny Rollins and Jim Hall. Then the guitar solo. And then, and I think Jim Hall quotes Samba de Orfeo in there. That's what it sounds like, because that song, I was looking it up, that song would have come out in the movie Black Orpheus. Came out in like '59, so that would have been something that he may have heard. And he records Samba de Orfeo with Paul Desmond like a couple of years later. Maybe I'm imagining it, but it sounds like he does a little quote of that. And yeah, such a great version. I didn't figure out all the chords on the outro, but they do like a coda with some cool reharmonizations, or not reharmonizations, but just like a cool harmonic stuff on the outro of the song. But I didn't really figure all that out because I wanted to talk more about the Joe Henderson version from the album The Kicker, 1968, 67, 68, with, it's got Ron Carter, a really young Kenny Barron. And the Kenny Barron solo on this is so great. It's one of my, because we do this song sometimes in my improv class, and I always have people listen to young Kenny Barron just like shredding his way through this tune. Louis Hayes on drums. Also, there's some horn lines on this too, but I guess I'm focusing more on the quartet. So Joe Henderson's reharm, he goes E flat major, A13, kind of 13 flat 9 to get that melody, to the A flat major, but then he goes down to G flat major, to B major, then to like a E major with a sharp 9, to D flat major, then like a B flat 7 sus. The second half of the A section is the same. And then the turnaround is kind of like E flat, G flat 7 or G flat 6, 2, 5 to E flat. So again, E flat major, A13 flat 9, A flat major, B major, E major 7, but on the melody it has a sharp 9 in it. I don't think they really play out that too much on the solos. And then a D flat major 7, B flat 7. And then the bridge is the same. Although instead instead of going right to G minor, they actually go A minor 7. They'd go right to like a longer sort of 2/5 of G minor, like A minor 7 flat 5, D 7, G minor C 7, F minor B flat 7. And then there's this crazy like horn thing at the end with a million chords, and I didn't really mess with it. They don't do it on the solos, and honestly, not to cast aspersions on whatever was going on that recording, but it seems a little strange. Like maybe there's some wrong notes in there, or maybe the trombone is out of tune. I'm not sure what happened, but it's a little wild what they do on the very end of it. So I just do a standard kind of 1/4/1. When I'm playing it, a lot of the times I'll combine the two versions. I'll do that Jim Hall turnaround on the A sections, coupled with the Joe Henderson changes. And yeah, it's really cool because I guess we always think of like Coltrane changes, on these types of tunes. And this is a very different thing. It's that Joe Henderson likes to kind of whimsically move around major 7 chords or 6/9 chords, major 7 sharp 11. So just that cool kind of. The first bit is the same harmony, right? 1/5/4, he just does the tritone sub. But then, going down to G flat, there it's like it is kind of a cycle of fourths, but G flat major, B major, E major, then D flat major. I think he kind of just moved around major 7 chords till he liked what he heard. And you think of tunes like Black Narcissus and Punjab and Urge, and that's kind of his thing on a lot of his tunes. But it's kind of fun to play over, And like with all these types of songs, and as I say in a lot of these videos, I just try to make sure I can play off of all those chords in different parts of the neck. So E flat, A7, here's A flat major, G flat major, B major, E major, D flat major. Back to B flat 7. If down here you got E flat major, A7, or I might actually just go right here, then A flat major 7, G flat major 7, B major 7, E major 7, D flat major 7, and B flat 6. If I were here, E flat major, A flat major, I could get right here. I'm sorry, A7, I don't know what I just said, E flat, A flat major 7, G flat major 7, B major 7, E major 7, D flat major 7, and so forth. Let's see up here. E flat major 7, A7, A flat major 7, G flat major 7, B major 7, E major 7, D flat major 7. And that's, Into the Labyrinth talks about this a lot, especially in these songs that have so many chords. As you go up to different positions, the shapes repeat a lot, just in a different order, So here's G flat major 7, here's D flat major 7, And let's see, what else? Did I cover all of them? There's this one. So here's E flat major 7, A7, A flat major 7, G flat major 7. What's after that? B major 7, E major 7, D flat major 7. And I don't confine myself to one area necessarily, but because I know how to play over all those chords, with those arpeggio shapes, and you don't really have a lot of time to play scales Although you can play off of pentatonics, you know. You know, on the major sevens, I can either play off of, like, I convert everything to minor pentatonic, so if it's on E flat major 7, I can play G minor pentatonic. Actually, on the A7, sometimes just play the A major pentatonic. On A flat major 7, I can play C minor pentatonic. On G flat, I can play B flat minor pentatonic, and so forth. Or, like, if I think of those chords as major 7 sharp 11s, which I can pretty much, I guess I can do that. If I want to do that, I can also play a minor pentatonic down a half step. That's kind of weird. I don't normally do that. But I could do that, or I can mix and match. You know, sometimes I'll do that on, like, particularly on the, I think on the E major 7 chord. Yeah, some of them I'll do. It's kind of like in the moment I make that decision, and it's all in my muscle memory. But I can play those pentatonics in all the positions as well. So I'm going to play, demonstrate that on a track of the Joe Henderson changes. I think I mixed in a couple ideas from Sonny Rollins as well, but it's a really cool song. And I'll tell you one more story before I play. This is my New York, and I won't name any names here, but I remember when I was first in New York in like 2006 after Hurricane Katrina, I used to go sit in at a club way uptown in Manhattan, and the last set they would let, you know, people sit in, like youngins, if you could make it till like 12:30 in the, you know, at night. And I lived out in Brooklyn, so it was like taking the train. It was like an hour and a half each way. But I remember I was there to sit in, and somehow I ended up on the stage with the regular piano organ player, and somehow it was just me. I don't know how that happened, because usually there were several horn players, but you could tell this guy was not that happy to find himself in that situation, or maybe he was just tired, I don't know. But he just started playing the song. It wasn't like, hey, what do you want to play? It was like, I'm going to start playing and see if you can hang. And he played without a song, and I was like, yes, because I knew it from Sonny Rollins, and he played the Sonny Rollins changes, and that was my little victory. And I remember it was funny, after I played the tune, and I did pretty well, you know. I was expecting a kind of like, hey man, you sounded great, but it was sort of like, like kind of annoyed that I knew it and didn't get, you know, humiliated too badly. But anyway, New York stories, y'all. But so here's a few choruses of Without a Song. You should know this one.